Ever have trouble finding the information you're looking for when you're using a search engine? Well, let's look at a couple quick hints to help you find what you're looking for. Let's say I'm looking for something I can eat healthier, so I'm going to look for something like apples. Is an apple a day keeps the doctor away? I can see that I have almost 300 million web pages that Google has found just talking about apples. While this might seem good, if I start to look, I notice I'm talking about Apple, the Apple iPhone, Apple computers, Apple stores, and a bunch of other apples that I don't want. So, quick search tip number one is to remove words that I don't want to see. So, for example, I might say Apple and say minus computer. If I say search now, I'm down to only 236 million web pages. So this has helped take out approximately 65 million web pages. But I still have a lot of other things, such as the Apple iPhone. I can string along and have multiple negative signs, taking out words that I know will not help me, such as minus iPhone and minus iPad. Please notice that there is no space in between the minus sign and the word that I don't want to see. Now this has gotten down a lot of web pages. However, this is also still not acceptable for how many web pages I'm looking for. So one thing I might want to do is might want to look specifically for the words I'm interested in, such as apple pie. And I can add more words to my search query to get better results. By saying apple pie, I'm down to just under 20 million web pages. Well, this is too many web pages for me to go through. I could try to add additional words if I wanted to. Google, for example, will accept up to 32 words. Or my third tip is to put quotes around my search term. This means that these two words have to appear right next to each other. And now I'm down to just under 4 million web pages. What that did is if I had previously had a word such as like apple strudel, and a little bit later talk about pumpkin pie, it would have been in the last search results. But now I can only find pages that have apple and pie right next to each other. I could go further by adding additional words such as apple pie and recipe. Notice if I have apple pie recipe, that gives me 2.3 million. If I say apple pie in quotes with recipe, I'm down to 1.2 million. I can continue on until I get the results I'm looking for, being as specific and taking out words that I don't want to see. By clicking on the Show Options link, I have options appear on my left-hand side. Now I can find things such as only images, or if I'm only looking for information in blogs. This has dramatically reduced the number of results that get returned for me. I can also do things such as find results from nearby web pages or pages that reference information nearby. This will let me find things like restaurant reviews that are offering apple pie, or maybe apple pie in a local town newspaper. If I'm finding information that's almost what I'm looking for but not quite, I have a couple other options. If I scroll down under my standard view here, I could find related searches. This brings up other related searches. So maybe the apple pie recipe is not what I'm looking for, but maybe an apple pie mix or an apple crisp recipe, which would be something similar but slightly different. Likewise, I also have my Wonder Wheel. Wonder Wheel works very similar to my related search, except I see my information going around it. Now, the search query that I was looking for is found in the center with its results on the right-hand side. But I can say, well, maybe I'm looking for the caramel apple pie recipe. My old search query is down below with its suggestions. My new search results are on my right-hand side over here, and now I also have other related searches to caramel pie recipes, such as maybe the easy caramel pie recipe. And I can continue on doing this as many different times as I'm interested in, each time getting new updates while my Wonder Wheel continues to grow to all my previous recipes that I might have been searching for. If I go too far, I can always go back into one of my previous search results and get back to where I was if I got off track. And that is just a couple ways that you can hopefully find information a little bit easier while you're searching online.